So I know that people here care about inStreamly. So you speak a lot about this, and I appreciate this very much. But I wanted to speak a bit today. What exactly does it mean that we care about the organization, and how can we really take care and help the organization grow? Because one thing is to speak, and it's absolutely fine. But I want to give you examples, simple but important examples of how you can help regardless of your position in the organization. So I will start with why we are letting people go at inStreamly. So mainly there are two reasons. One is underperformance and one is lack of culture fit. And the efficient naming of people who do not deliver or don't have a culture fit is very important. So basically, it's quite easy to understand that it is just as important as having the best recruitment processes. So if we want to have the best people in the company, we need to learn how to let bad apples go, and we need to learn how to have the best recruitments possible. And the important thing is that this is everyone's job. It's not just HR managers or founders to make sure we get it right. And to help understand this, I would like to get back to a situation with our former head of marketing, Julia. So I will speak very directly, trying to support the idea of radical transparency and radical truth. So Julia was head of marketing, and we let her go a couple of months ago. And after Julia was let go during the months, even this month, several people gave me feedback saying it was a good decision because things were not going well in marketing due to her. But the thing is that this feedback has not reached us, me, founders, HR, while Julia was at inStreamly. And I think that's a major thing that needs to be discussed. So for me as CEO and for Julia direct superiors, which are Shimon and Victoria, other founders, it was very difficult to properly evaluate Julia work. And the question is why? So I think that we had our thoughts and discussion about performance of the marketing team, but decisions to let someone go do not come easily. It's mainly because of the way we work. So we give a lot of space. We do not control as much as other companies do. And this has many positive consequences we all appreciate. But at the same time, it also makes us see less. We just see less about particular teams, particular situation, particular person, and people in general. So the question is, why didn't any of these people come and say, hey, something's not right in Julia's work? If they knew it, and basically after Julia is let go, like 7 or 8 people came by and said, hey, Julia wasn't doing good. So I think there are several reasons why has no one come forward with the information. So for sure, nobody wants to be a whistleblower. It's like the thing brought from the school. We don't want to go to the teacher and say, hey, this is a bad guy. We try to avoid conflict, which is obviously very bad. And this is like another topic for a great conversation, why we need conflict and as a group, and we can't avoid them, and we need to resolve them as soon as possible. We don't feel responsible, like it's someone else who should come. We are not sure if we are right, and that's obvious. We are never sure if we are right, and that's good for the company. Well, we are thinking that somebody else already told that, and this has a lot of in common with we don't feel responsible, and in the end, we feel like we are doing great things as a company, and it's not worth to focus on the small bad issues. But I would like you to realize that this is what responsibility is all about. It's basically taking the initiative, even when it is inconvenient or when it may cause conflict. I would even say that the responsibility is needed more when it's inconvenient and when it may cause conflict. Don't be afraid of conflict. Actually, we should search for the opposite. We should search for conflict. We should search for things that we are not, let's say, in common understanding together. And in the end, I would like you to think about who are we loyal to? This is actually the most important question here. Who are we loyal to in such situation? to the person who has the underperformance or the rest who suffer because of this one person. So are we all loyal to the bad person who is running the company, or are we loyal to the rest who suffer because of this one person? And this is why I encourage you to speak up, to talk openly when you see that a person or a teamwork does not support the organization. So you speak to your manager, speak to HR team, speak to founder. Don't think about the structure. Don't think about the hierarchy. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter at all. You can speak to any superior person. Just don't speak to your colleagues saying like, hey, this place is cool, but the person is doing bad job. I'm not going to speak about this because all the reasons. This is the worst thing you can do for the company. Reach to your manager, reach to your HR team, reach to a founder, speak up, just share your feedback. And this is about feedback in general. So I want you to give feedbacks to tasks, areas, and people, including founders. And as you know, we need the feedback. All of us need feedback. We can't improve without this. Don't assume that the managers or HR knows and hear everything. Do not assume that someone else already told it. And it does not mean we will let someone go. It means we will be able to take care of the issue and most frequently to help someone perform better. And it will be difficult, obviously. It will be unpleasant, but think of it as supporting the organization and the two fundamental principles of inStreamly, which is radical truth and radical transparency. And this is how in practice, not in statements, organizations are cared for. And really the worst thing you can do is like having a feeling that someone is doing a bad job and instead giving the feedback, instead reaching to HR or founders, like talking with your colleague, hey, this sucks, because basically this way you ruin the company instead of helping it. So this is what I wanted to share. These are my learnings after the situation with our former head of marketing, Julia. Obviously, I want to be clear here that I take full responsibility for this. It was me who didn't see it. It was me who should have done a different thing earlier. But really, to do it, I need your help. And although I take the responsibility, I really need your help here in the future. So yeah, this is one thing from my side for now.